You make me so happy. So thank you for that. Without you, I am not here. There's really no motivation, to be quite honest. So thank you a ton. Now, this is for those who want and who can do more. You have options in the description below. Pick the one that fits you best. I just suggest you join a membership program. Why? Because it is the most easiest way, the most financially sound way to support the channel without thinking so hard. But if none of that interests you, you can just simply donate to the channel's Buy Me a Coffee page. But regardless of how you spend it, by you watching from start to finish and commenting and liking and all that good stuff helps push the algorithm forward as well. So do not minimize that at all. As always, an additional thank you to not only the old members, but the new members. All of you are the bee's knees. The bee's knees. Listen, the shooting in Nashville was a complete disaster. And do you know what that triggered? It triggered a conversation that, quite frankly, is triggering in itself. I have an opinion about why she decided to go on this killing spree. I'll share that with you. It does not minimize the fact that she's a monster. But there's an in-between that also needs to be understood, or at least talked about. The conversation that has the nation talking is that of social politics. And we all know anything with the word politics in it, people are going to get mad. So today's video, I'm going to pick my words very carefully. Yeah, let's discuss about this mess. Now, this is for those who are new here. I'm Alistair Hanzekio, and this is just my point of view. Please get your Sue sticks out of here. Please don't get mad at me so hard. You understand? It's just an opinion. Put your hands in your pocket and keep an open mind.
Sounds like somebody's shooting guns.
Okay, you're still hearing shot. You're still hearing shots.
This is a parent's worst fear. And I'll be honest with you, it's not going away. It's not going away. No, there'll be another one. It's not going to go away. I'm sorry to break the news to you. This is just the beginning. It's a parent's worst fear. And it speaks into what I've always believed. What you say to people has massive repercussions. You have no idea, Ken. Listen, this murderer is a murderous piece of poop. But if you peel the onion layer, you will see something. Let's move on to the next bit.
There's gunshots up at the church!
Oh, so hard to listen to. New tonight, we are learning more about the tragic moments inside the Covenant School as staff members and family called 911. 3 children and 3 adults killed by a former student.
And that former student, Audrey Hale, 28 years old, shot her way into the school, killed the 3 students and staff members before being killed in turn by police. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chen tonight with more on those frantic calls for help.
There were more than 20 911 calls made, and listening to those calls, you can hear the pure chaos and panic inside the Covenant School that heartbreaking morning. Now, we do want to warn you, these are traumatic moments, and these 911 calls are very difficult to listen to.
Oh, God, protect them.
Lord, please watch over our children.
I'm afraid I'm going to die.
The 6 victims, Evelyn Dickhouse, Hallie Scruggs, William Kinney, all just 9 years old. Catherine Coons, the director of school, Mike Hill, the custodian, and Cynthia Peak, a substitute teacher. Now we're getting a picture of the confusion, fear, and pleas for help as the shooter was inside the building. One of the first callers, her voice shaking, talks about Covenant School's safety, including a panic button.
Our perimeter usually stays locked, so I don't know how they would have gotten in without somebody letting them in. We do have a school person or 2, I'm not sure, that would be packing, that are whose job it is for security, but we don't have a security guard, but we have a staff.
She then starts to pray.
Oh, Lord, in Jesus' name, please cover the children, cover the facts.
And then the unthinkable happens.
Oh, God.
What?
Read this how our teacher did.
Another caller at 10:12 a.m. saying he hears rapid-fire gunshots, begging for someone to get there quickly.
Please, Lord, make it stop. Another one, another one. Another one, another one, another one.
A staff member hiding in a bathroom, whispering.
I'm pregnant. I'm 21. I'm pregnant.
One of the last callers at 10:48 has 28 students in the classroom and 2 teachers, getting a Metro officer to confirm his ID before opening the door.
I'm not going to come out with my kids unless he is indeed a police officer.
Dispatchers calmly let some of the callers know that eventually officers shot the suspect. In another call, you can even hear students in the background, with one asking a teacher, "Can we go home?" Just horrifying moments inside those classrooms.
This was very hard, wasn't it? I just started. Come on, Alistair. The key point of this part is that Audrey Hale used to be a student at that school. I need a moment. 1 second. Okay, Audrey Hale. Let's watch this, and then I'll give you my opinion.
Before the shooting using both names. Our exclusive reporting reveals that there was extreme tension in the home about Hale's gender identity. A well-placed source told us that Audrey's parents, Norma and Ronald, refused to allow Hale to use he/him pronouns or go by the name Aiden, which may explain why the shooter used both names. The source added that due to Hale's religious beliefs, they also would not accept homosexuality. Police say that they found evidence indicating that Hale had even more violent attacks planned, including ones against family members. During a press conference, law enforcement said that Hale's parents saw her leave the house on the morning of the shooting with a red bag, which they asked about, but Audrey brushed off their question. Her parents believed she no longer had any access to weapons and was being treated for a, quote, emotional disorder, but investigators didn't expand more on what that was.
She was under care, doctor's care, for an emotional disorder. Law enforcement knew nothing about the treatment she was receiving, but her parents felt that she should not own weapons. They were under the impression that when she sold the one weapon that she did not own anymore.
So I think that is a significant piece of information, because remember, keep your hands in your pocket and have an open mind. So you have a situation where you have a young teenager who has questions. And they're looking for someone to speak to them. The first area to go, of course, is home, under normal circumstances. The second area is school, under normal circumstances. The third area is your friends, under normal circumstances. I'm not mitigating what she did. What I'm trying to tell you is that this was a child at a very crucial point in their psyche, intersective, perceptive moment. Sure, that makes sense enough. You're smart. You can fill in the blank. And no matter where they turned, no matter where Audrey Hale turned, She was stifled, pinned down to the floor, and told to ignore. I don't know how else to say this. So, okay, you know what? Be offended. Because, I don't know how else to say this. But this was clearly a teenager that is experiencing puberty hormones and understanding or trying to understand what the hell is going on with herself, with a very clear understanding of the repercussions and the rules that involves being from not only a religious family, but going to school to a covenant. So clearly she cannot be like, I'm gay. No, she can't do that because that's not accepting at all. Do you understand? Maybe me and whatever, I can do that because I'm a grown-ass man. I pay my own freaking bills and I dare you, right? But this is a kid. This is a kid. They are unprotected. They have no way to protect themselves. Do you understand? So if they have questions, where do they go? Where do they go? Where do they go? And if your idea is to be like, shut up, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, then I have news for you. That's not the right way to do. Because it doesn't get the thoughts away. It doesn't make anything away. Do you understand? By just saying, ignore it, close your eyes, don't talk about it, it'll disappear. That's the wrong way to do. And from what I understand, I'll dive a little bit deeper, is that she really was asking questions. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of conflictingness going on within this child. She was like, she didn't know where to go. She did not know where to go. If you haven't experienced despair, let me tell you something right now. Despair is not enjoyable. There's so many factors that contributed to this tragedy. It doesn't change the fact that she's a monster, but she's a made monster. She is a made monster. Listen. Looking at her going through the hallways, I have plenty more for you. Oh, just wait. Just wait. It's so disturbing. So disturbing. So disturbing. I don't even know where to start. It's so disturbing. Keep in mind, I'm not siding with her with this. Audrey, what are you doing? No, she's dead. Audrey. But I'm looking at you, parents and covenants, also sideways. Sideways. It goes back to this thing. Like, you think you can just say whatever you want to someone without thinking that there won't be repercussions. I'm going to fast forward this story, but this is clearly a vendetta. Audrey was like, you know what? I'm so confused. I'm so hurt. I'm so perturbed. I'm so disturbed. It's your fault. I don't know. Who's you? I don't know. So you know what? I don't feel like being alive anymore, but I'm going to take you with me. Audrey didn't go there thinking she's going to survive this. Please. She knew exactly what was going to happen next. No, she was not aiming for prison sentence. She was fed up with the world. She was done. And before she went and done, she's going to give you payback. There is so many system failure at so many points. And by the way, I can tell you from first-hand experience. It's not even funny. There's nothing to laugh about. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's so stupid. Let's continue.
Security footage was withheld by police, and it was during those 7 minutes that law enforcement says Hale murdered 6 innocent victims: the headmistress of the school, Catherine Kuntz, custodian Mike Hill, and substitute teacher Cynthia Peak, as well as 3 students, Hallie Scraggs, William Kinney, and Evelyn Dykehouse, all just 9 years old.
I can't.
In the face of these types of tragedies, we are always left wondering who does something like this.
Who does something like this? Someone that is so disturbed to the point where things doesn't make sense anymore. I'm going to share with you the reason why PACT Nation was born, just a little bit. It had to do with the murder itself is not what did it. That was tragedy. It's the events that unfolded after. my perception of reality completely were distorted. When I tell you that things didn't seem real to me anymore, it was a serious deal. So when she says, how can someone do this? Their perception is completely distorted. You try to make sense of it, it won't make sense. It won't make sense. I don't want to give you any more details, but you trying to make rationale of an action like this, you don't know what's going on in her head, and you will never know because she's dead, Audrey. But I can tell you from experience is that her perception was completely distorted. Audrey Hale couldn't process information like me and you anymore. It was at a point of no return. It was too late. It was too late. She has already completed her transformation into a monster, and there was no turning back.
And why? Now, to be clear, there are never simple answers to either of those questions, but here's what I can tell you. Audrey Hale was a former student at the Covenant School, and Nashville Police Chief John Drake told media outlets that law enforcement believes she had some sort of grudge against the school. Police say Hale meticulously planned this attack. They found detailed maps of the school showing exactly how this would all unfold, as well as disturbing writings from the shooter, including a manifesto.
No, we have a manifesto. We have some writings that we're going over that pertain to this day, the actual incident. We have a map drawn out of how this was all going to take place.
The manifesto is disturbing and gives a glimpse into who Audrey was. In an interview with CBS News, the chief of police said that Hale created a hand-drawn blueprint of her plans, adding that she, quote, had drawn it up almost like a cartoon character, even down to the clothes she would wear. Hale had previously attended a local art college in Nashville, and this moment where she happily accepted her diploma was used in a promotional video for the school. She even once spoke about her growth as an artist in an interview at an art showcase in 2022.
It's been hard, but it's also been an amazing experience when it comes to developing my creative talents and growing as an artist.
Now, that burgeoning artist would somehow turn into a cold-blooded killer in just a matter of months, ending with the senseless killings of 6 people and the loss of Hale's own life.
What I'm really harped on is the fact that she had a manifesto. A manifesto. A effing festo. A manifesto gives you everything you need to know about where her mind was at. A manifesto, do you know what that is? It's when you take a piece of paper and you write down exactly what you're going to do. On a piece of paper? Really? Of everything to do, like you have a whole day, you have 24 hours in a day, you're going to take a piece of paper and write down exactly detail what you're going to do about a murder and a crime. That to me tells me that she is, number one, determined to kill. She's like, no, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to kill somebody. Okay? Number two, that manifesto tells me is that she is pissed. Pissed. You got to be angry enough to go through with that. Pissed. Number three, she knew exactly what she was doing. There was no confusion. There was no mental blockage. None of that. This was 100%, we're doing this. A manifesto. Even murderers don't give manifestos. Serial killers. They don't have time for that. No, she put the time, pen to paper. She planned it out. The second thing I'm harping on is that she was an ex-student of that school. Audrey asked questions to the closest thing and the safest thing that she might possibly think. This is something very intimate. This is about your sexuality. She went to mom and dad. That's the closest, safest thing for most people in normal situations. Now, a manifesto towards the school. The unspoken bubble here, and this is just me putting an educated guess. The parents must have said something, must have done something, which may have involved the school. Maybe let's pray it away. Maybe because, you have a demon, let's pray it away and make the demon go away. Please, have experienced it. So the process of praying the gay away may have been traumatic enough to create a feeling of anger. This is my in-between. This is, again, it's my opinion. This is my in-between, because when I look at this like that, I'm putting one and one together and making two. The manifesto is a tremendous, very key piece of, not evidence, a piece of information. You have no manifesto unless you are determined, and that determination is created by anger, fury, pissed offness, to the point where you are so mad that you don't even value the life of the people who made you mad. That's a level of anger that you can't even put into words. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? That's an in-between that just hits me in the face so hard. I am scared. I'm scared. I am scared. I'm scared. I am scared because her story, Audrey Hale's story, is not unique, honey. There's plenty of Audrey Hale out there who are treated even worse. I want to clarify one thing. This does not minimize the fact that she is a monster. But this is a made monster. You know what I'm putting the blame? I'm putting the blame on Audrey all day. All day. And let me tell you why I blame her. Because she is old enough to know better. Because to write a manifesto means you need to have some serious critical thinking. What? And you need to have some serious awareness. That means you understand what's right and wrong. So she went in there knowingly she would kill teachers and kids. No. She's a complete monster. And she's at fault 100%. The conversation is not if she is at fault. The conversation is, could that have been prevented in a way that people are not really talking about until here? And the reason why I'm talking about it here is because I have experienced something like that. Woo! Let's continue.
Hale was shot and killed by two officers, Rex Engelbert and Michael Colazzo, and her death was captured on the officers' body cams and then released to the public. The officers discovered the shooter on the second floor of the school, and she first shot at them before they returned fire, killing her.
She did not expect to survive this. She wrote the manifesto. The manifesto is a great testament to her mental capabilities. She's very capable. So she knew very damn well if she goes in there and kills someone that most likely they're not gonna take that into the jail. No, you're gonna be shut down. I think she was in a suicidal state, and in the process of being in a suicidal state, she blamed most likely the people, the entities, her family, and the school for putting her in that state. And she's like, since I'm gonna go anyway, I'm gonna take you with me. How am I going to protect my daughter from this? I'm hot-headed, but I'm at work. How do I stop this? Do you know on Friday, last week Friday, my brother-in-law is a head janitor for a public school over there in Brooklyn. Last Friday, they caught a student with guns, same guns. The big, humongous guns in New York City, Brooklyn, in his locker. Do you know how they caught the kid? The kid did the same thing I guess you did. He posted some weird cryptic stuff on Instagram or social media. And the students were like, this is too awfully similar. The students brought that to the attention to a teacher. And the teacher brought that to the principal. And the principal then activated the protocol. That's how they caught the gun in the school. And it was 3 guns. It was 3 guns. Do you understand? Look, I'm sitting here and I'm working and I get the phone, sometimes the phone, there's a little bit of a message that pops up a little bit, and I see my brother-in-law. He's like, and all I see from the summary message is gun found in building. my heart dropped, and I clicked on it, and I saw that the full message. They found guns in the building 369. and they're evacuating the school. And my mother-in-law was all the states. Honey, my mother-in-law was like, get out, 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 get out. And, you know, he has a wife and he has kids. And his wife was like, oh my God, get out, get out. The phone was buzzing about getting out. And I was like, I don't think he can get out. I don't think he can get out. I think protocol says the students get out first. And then he replied, I can't get out. The students have to evacuate first. Honey, when I tell you that my family, my in-laws were cursing and be like, F the students, get the F out now. I would have done that. Listen, I have too much to lose. Too much to lose. The first priority in my life is my daughter. So I need to stay alive. I need to be healthy. I need to be mentally sound. I can't break up. No. No, please. No. I will sneak out and deal with the consequences later. I am not losing my life. Absolutely not. And, you know, it's great that people are so selfless like that. I'm not like that. At least I'm honest. I'm not like that. If I'm in a situation where I have to escape, I have to go back to my kid. Goodbye. But I can't make this decision for him. So he decided to stay and help evacuate the kids. Great. Active shooter? I don't mind. I'm out. Where's Alistair? I don't know. I'm walking down the street, crossing the subway, and going home. Oh, you want to put me to jail? Fine. Lower you up. Let's go. Deal with consequences later. I am not dying and leaving my daughter an orphan. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And so, yeah, you're fired. Great. You'll never work again. Don't care. It was such a turmoil. And I couldn't believe this is happening. I was like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? And I'm holding down the phone. My poor mother-in-law. She was oh my God, begging, please come home, please. My mother-in-law is unfazed by nothing. First time I saw her panic. Oh, my heart. Saw her panic. And begging her son, please. Greg, stop answering the phone. Because it was answering the phone. I have one more video to show you. Watch this. Oh my God. What is going on?
Y'all had enough yet? In Nashville, 3 kids so far have been pronounced dead. 3 adults have been pronounced dead from a f***ing school goddamn shooting. When is enough enough? If this doesn't make you sick to your f***ing stomach, then you're a piece of shit. F***ing babies, man.
On his pin, this is a parent who lost his son. I don't even know. How do you go on living? I don't even know how do you go on living. Listen, man, let me tell you something. If Sandy Hook didn't do squat, this thing is not going to do squat. So have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Unbelievable. I look like this hurts me to the core. I can't even process this. This is, I don't even know how this man, I don't know. I don't know. You know, and I think people who are in the community really understand. Only you can truly understand. Only you can truly understand our struggle, because we all have the same story. We all have the same story. Different degrees, but it's always the same. It's always the same story. If it's not at home, it's at school. If it's not at school, it's at work. If it's not at work, it's at the gym. It's somewhere. It's always the same story. So I'm not the only one who understands Audrey Hale. To be very clear, it does not minimize the fact that she's a monster, but she's a made monster. She's a made monster. And you know what? People are using this opportunity to put in their politics into this. Are you serious? Are you serious? This is not the time to be political. People are calling, like now people are saying, look, trans are what they are. Look what they can do. Are you serious? Really? People are using this. They're using this as a way to push their political agenda. And this is what stings even more, because people are dead. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what your political situation is. You don't deserve to be assaulted. You don't deserve to be hurt physically, and you certainly don't deserve to die. I told you, the moment a person crosses that line of physical violence or any violence, I'm out. I'm not even interested. I don't even tell you I'm out. I ghost you, and you'll never see me again. I'm not even you will never be around my orbit. I'm done. I'm done, because if that is your solution, then you are too dangerous for me, and I have too much to lose. This was draining. Anyway, you know what I did today? I had every Wednesday morning, I have a coffee date with a friend of mine. And her name is Katrina. And her husband is named Wolf. They are just absolutely delightful time. I went over, we had coffee, we talked for hours, and then I went on with my day. Sat down in her living room, we talked about the shooting, we talked about my dad, we talked about money, we talked about business, we talked about spouses, we talked about health, we talked about death, we talked about retirement, we talked about Olympia, we talked about her kids, we talked about all. We share ideas all through coffee, lots of laughter. You know how I am. I'm a good time. I love to laugh. And then I needed to pee and went to piss. And then I went through my day. I went to the gym. I called work to make sure everything's running smoothly. I came home and had my lunch. Check my email. Hang out with my spouse. Recording here. I'm going to pick up my daughter. Then I'm going to edit. Then I'm going to spend time. Pick up my daughter. Spend time with my daughter until her nap time. Then I'm going to edit, and then that's that. I'm sorry. I feel so exhausted because this was emotionally draining. Yeah. I didn't expect to be all over the place with this. I followed the operating flow. Where is it? What is this? Oh, my notes. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Oof. I feel that just drained. I need like a nap. No, I'm gonna go pick up my daughter and hang out with her. Bye. I love you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.